welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Camila. Today I'm happy to be bringing you my February TBR, or sort of more pile of possibilities, because I have lots of books to mention and highlight, but realistically I don't think I'll get to all of these, and I've been really into mood reading and I want to just, make sure I pick stuff that I'm happy, and I am trying to DNF. So we'll see how things go. But I have a couple categories. So the first one is 3 books I'm trying to finish. So first I have Nervous System by Lina Meruane. I started this book while we lost all broadband because of the storm in Scotland. I've been wanting to read Lina Meruane for a long time. This is a really interesting one. Like, immediately when I read the blurb, it's about like this PhD students and she studies like the stars, but she also clearly has some health problems or health anxiety, and there's like a history in her family. And I feel like this book is written in a very Latin American style, and also sometimes a bit confusing. Like, there's, I believe, only one character that has a name. Everyone else is just referred to by like their relationship to them, and so it's a bit confusing. And also I'm a bit sometimes like, where's this going? Maybe it's just for the vibes and the experience. I'm getting less of the PhD stuff than I would have wanted, which I'm a bit kind of, disappointed about. But yeah, I still want to finish it because I'm halfway through. The second one is Chlorine by Jade Song. This is an audiobook that I started again. Like, I just started it when I was cleaning. And it is about a teenager who's part of the swim team. She's from Chinese heritage, like both her parents are from China, and she wants to become a mermaid, but then there's like a later narrative where she has become a mermaid and shed like her human body, and I'm really intrigued by it. It's a very teenage focus though, and I'm not loving that. I've just finished a sort of teenage focused book called We Run the Tides, which I will talk in my wrap up if I manage one. And these books don't really interest me that much, but the chlorine aspect is really interesting with like mermaid and like the aspects of her having maybe become a mermaid, or is this mental illness? Like, I don't know if it's actually like magical realism or not. And it's very queer as well. So interesting one. I'm halfway through that one as well. And the third one is Welcome to the Huinamdong Bookshop by Huang Bo Rim. I got an ARC for this book ages ago because it sounded so interesting. So I got the ARC on NetGalley, but I have it like on a sort of Kindle app, but the formatting of those is so difficult to read. Anyway, this book has come out now, and I got my loan from the library, so I got like a much nicer ebook from the library, and I was maybe 30% through that book, so I would like to finish that one maybe in February if I can. I'll see how the hold is or if anyone's waiting for it. Then I have 2 nonfiction that I would like to maybe take time for. The first one is Thunderclap by Laura Cumming. This was shortlisted for the Women's Prize for Nonfiction in 2024. I got the book. I was trying to read it. It's interesting, but I really could not get into it. And when I had to return to the library, I was like, whatever, I'm just moving on with my life. But I did get the audiobook from my library app, so I'm trying to listen to it. I'm finding it really boring and really difficult to care about what I'm reading. Like, it seems to be wanting to talk about grief, but I think I'm 30% through the book. I haven't reached that point yet. We're just talking about the Fabricius's life, who I don't care about, like, no offense. So yeah, I'm really struggling with that. It's the only one of the shortlist I haven't finished. I will power through because I've heard some good things, so surely it's good. I'm hoping we'll get to the actual related, like, to her own life and her own memoir, and how the paintings and art and this specific, Fabricius painter and his paintings have to do with that. So we'll see. I also put a hold on Raising Hair by Chloe Dalton. I put that hold when I thought maybe I'll be on the long list for the nonfiction prize this year, I put a hold. It's coming in February, so I shall see how we get on. I think I will only read it if it does get longlisted, because I'm not that interested actually. So we'll see. And obviously I want to make some time for when the long list for the Women's Prize for Nonfiction comes out on the 12th of February to see what I can find, what I can get my hands on. Like the fact that I'm still getting my hands on books now from the last year's list says a lot. I really struggled to get my hands on any of the books last year. I think I only read 1 or 2 during the whole prize season. So we'll see. Then I have one more audiobook that I would like to read, and I've started it, but I wouldn't call it having started it, and I wouldn't call February the month where I will finish it, because I'm really struggling to get into it and I have to keep rewinding it to the beginning. So it is Bloodmark by Tracy Deonn. This is the second in the Legendborn series. I loved Legendborn. I had some issues with it, but I loved it. And I don't know if it's because I had read the physical copy, but I'm really struggling with the audio. And also, I'm just like, where were we? Because it's been a while. I think it was during COVID time, so I remember I had my little book club on Teams or Zoom or whatever. So I'm like, hey, where are we at? Why do I care about this Arthurian stuff? So I'm struggling. I keep re-listening to chapter 1. And I just can't. I will have to, if I can focus on it, maybe I will get to it. But yeah, this is like the largest audiobook that I have, because it's really long as well. It's over 20 hours, I want to say, which is like far too long. Then let's get on to some physical book. The first and main one that is on my list is My Name is Mame by Jessica George. I heard about it. I couldn't wait to read it. For somehow I've never managed to find it. It was never like on my library apps or anything. When I did the advent calendar for Rare Birds Bookshop in Edinburgh, you get to select a couple of titles. And obviously, I think when I read the blurb, I knew immediately it was this book. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. So I got it this month, January, when I came home from Canada. And I'm really excited. And I will be buddy reading this with Nix from Nix Reads. Apart from that, I'm really into mood reading, as I've said earlier. So I have a couple of books on my bedside table, and like this month, I've been really struggling to read physical books since I've come back from Canada, and I've been really sick, like back to back. So it's been difficult. But I think last week, I started to get a bit more to it. I just picked up one of the book that was actually on my bedside table, and it has been for a long time, and I'm almost done. So, I'm hopeful that if I just leave interesting books on my bedside table, I can just pick them up and be like, oh yeah, I feel like this. So I have 5 books that I'm thinking maybe one of them, I'll see. So the first one is The Hidden Story of St. Noor by Nadine Aisha Yassat, who's a friend of mine, and I read her first book and it was so good. I literally read it in one night. And obviously when her second book came out, I had to buy it. This is middle grade. She writes so well, especially about mixed culture, like, kids and their heritage, and I'm here for it. So I think this one, again, I might pick it up one night, read the whole thing. We love that. Then we have Before Your Memory Fades by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This is the third in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series, which seems to be going on forever now. Like, there's loads of these books. I just love their vibes. Like the first 2, I loved them and I kept crying. Even though the prose is like really simple, I feel like there's packed a lot of emotion into the scenarios and the little stories. Another Asian book is Delicate Dream Department Store. The Dream You Ordered is Sold Out by Mie Lee and translated by Sandy Yusun Lee. I again started this one. It's one that I sort of dipped into. Again, I just picked it up from my bedside table. I don't know if it's the prologue. Yeah, so I read the prologue and I started the first chapter, and then I saw one of my friends who just went to Korea, was reading it recently, and she said it was really good, made her think about dreams really differently, and I just love that. I love talking about my dreams. And I think this is gonna be a really interesting one. I really appreciated already the prologue and what I read of the first chapter. I just sort of need to keep going with it. I also realized that I read a lot in January, so I was trying to like stop myself from like pushing too hard. So I'm trying to take it chill. Then we have The Marrow Thieves by Sherry Dittmerlin. This is one from my Reading Around Canada, and this is a book I've owned for ages. So I'm really keen to read it. I've not started it, but I did put a bookmark in it, but I didn't start it because it's on page 1. So I thought about it, but I didn't actually start it. But I'm really excited for it. And finally, for my reading around the world, we have The Land of Green Plums by Herta Müller from Romania. And again, this is one I feel like might get me. Like I'll be just in the mood to like pick up something quite serious and powerful. Oh, what's going on with the writing? This is badly printed. The font is like half disappeared. Also, they've badly printed it, and it's like this book. They didn't cut this book right. Anyway, I will get to this weird book at some point, and yeah, maybe it'll be February, maybe not, we'll see. So a lot of interesting plans. I'm really excited for a new month. Oh my god, has it been January for like 3 ages? You know what I mean? We're still in January. We're almost there. We're almost in February, which is usually a short month. So we'll get through. And it'll be March in no time, which is also... So yes, I'm excited for my reading in February. What are you reading? Do you have any big plans? Is there a book that you're really excited to get to? Or are you excited, like me, for the Women's Prize for Nonfiction long list? Let me know what your plans are in the comments below. Leave a little thumbs up if you like my content, because it's always nice to get some support. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and hey, see you back. Bye!